In this video, we're going to learn about placing grids. To place a grid line, you can go to Architecture tab, Datum panel, and then click the grid icon. The first point that you're going to click is tail, and the second one is going to be the head. So this is the tail and this one is the head. To create the second grid, you can just move your cursor to the next point like this one, and you can see that it will automatically snap a line with the previous grid. So just click here and you see it will snap here. You can also place the next grid by using pick lines here. Under draw panel, there's pick line. So after you click the pick line, change the offset at the options bar. Let's change to 3000 and then hover your mouse on the grid line that you make reference to. So make sure you can see the dash line over here, right? So make sure the dash line is at the right place. So I'm going to place it on the right. Now let's place another one. Let's make it 500. I want to place it next to the third grid. Now let's have a look at these two grids here. It's too close to each other and the bubble overlap. So notice here, if you click one of the grid line, notice that there's a small thunderbolt icon. So click here, so it will add the elbow. So you can just arrange so that the bubbles won't overlap. Okay, there's also a box here. If you click this one, you can see there's a box on top of it. It's already checked. If you click, it will hide the bubble. You can just click again to show the bubble. Same as over here, if I zoom in here, you can click this box to show the bubble of grid 4. Now, how about horizontal grid? Let's create a horizontal grid by repeating the same steps as vertical grid. So go to Architecture tab, Grid. Just remember the first one is going to be the tail, the second one is the head. So I'm going to just place a few here. Okay. Now notice that this one is still in numbers and not letters. So what you can do is you can double click here and then let's type there A. And then just click somewhere else, click on the empty space to deselect. So it's going to be A. So I'm going to delete this one first. If you copy or add new grids, it's going to be, let's have a look. I'm going to add another one here. So it's going to be B. How about if I choose big lines to draw? Let's put there 6000. So the next one is going to be C, D, and E. Okay, how about if you want to have, for example, next to 1 is supposed to be 1.1, for example. Now go to grid, pick line. So I'm going to put here 2000. And I'm going to change the grid number to 1.1. Then I'm going to create another one with the same distance, 2000. So you can see that the new grid is 1.2. So it's going to be continuous. Now I'm going to show another way to draw grid lines. Let me delete this one first. First, just place a few grids here. So it starts from 1.3. Just put it 1 first. Let's just use this one. Let's just draw randomly. Okay, there's 4 grids there. Now, if you click number 2, grid number 2, you can see that there's dimension here. So click the dimension and you can just change to any number. For example, maybe 3500. And then for the third one, you can change to maybe 5000. Okay, so you can continue changing all the grids based on the number that you want to use. Another way to create grids is by copying this one grid line to another place. So go to Modify tab under Modify panel, click Copy. So it will ask you click to select. So we're going to select this grid line, press Enter, and then at the options bar, make sure you select multiple. So just click on the grid line pull it down. Let's say this one is 2500, and then just continue to pull it down. You can key in another number for the distance, and let's say the last one is 5000. Okay, now you can just choose one of the grid line and you can click the bubble here to extend the grid lines. Now, if you realize actually this is supposed to be letters and here are numbers. So what we can do is we can change here to number 1. So I can click 1 here. Okay, but what happened is there will be an error. What happened is it says here the name entered is already in use. So enter a unique name. So I'm going to click cancel. So for A, we're going to change it to other numbers first or other letters first. For example, 9. Okay, then you can change number 1 to A. You can also change the number by clicking the grid line and go to properties and under identity data, name, select number 9 and change to 1. Okay, so you can continue to change all these numbers and letters here. So I already show you a few methods on how to draw grids. You can choose any preferable method to build the grids.